Hello students, in this video I Abhay Kumar going to discuss a very important topic in current electricity, which is the Sauty a.c. bridge for B.Sc Part 2 Physics courses in lecture number 7 of current electricity. The Sauty a.c. bridge is used to determine the capacitance of an unknown capacitor in terms of the capacitance of a standard known capacitor, say C1, which is connected in arm AB of the Wheatstone bridge. The capacitors, that is two capacitors C1 and C2, and two variable resistors, say capital R1 and capital R2, are connected in the four arms of a Wheatstone bridge A, B, C, D, as shown in figure 1. The Sauty a.c. bridge is represented in figure 1. Between two junctions A and C, an AC source is connected. This is the symbol of an AC source, that is a waveform, that is AC waveform, that is sinusoidal waveform, is enclosed inside a circle, which is the symbol of AC bridge. एक सर्किल के अंदर AC वेवफॉर्म को इनक्लोज किया जाता है, जो AC सिंबल का, जो AC सोर्स का सिंबल है. So between two junctions or 2 points A and C of the Sauty bridge or a Wheatstone bridge, because the arrangement of the Sauty bridge is similar to a Wheatstone bridge. So between two junctions A and C, an AC source is connected, while between two diagonally opposite corners or diagonally opposite junctions B and D, a headphone capital H is connected. The Sauty bridge का diagonally opposite जंक्शंस B एंड D के बीच एक हेडफोन को कनेक्ट कर दिया जाता है. Now the variable resistance R1 is varied till the sound in the headphone connected connected in the diagonal arm of the Sauty bridge becomes minimum. वेरिएबल रेजिस्टेंस R1 को उस समय तक वैरी किया जाता है, उसके वैल्यू को उस समय तक चेंज किया जाता है जब तक कि हेडफोन, जो कि Sauty ब्रिज के डायगोनल आर्म में B एंड D जंक्शंस के बीच कनेक्टेड है, तो उस हेडफोन में साउंड जब तक मिनिमम ना हो जाए तब तक वेरिएबल रेजिस्टेंस R1 को वैरी किया जाता है. दैट इज जब तक बैलेंस कंडीशन ऑब्टेन ना हो जाए. इन द बैलेंस पोजीशन In the balance position of the Sauty bridge, we have write down in the balance position or balance condition of the Sauty bridge, that is V.Stone bridge, in the balance position of the Sauty bridge, AC bridge, the condition of balance is Z1 upon Z2 equals to Z3 upon Z4, where Z1 is the resistance or impedance of arm AB, in which a capacitor of capacitance C1 is connected. So resistance of capacitance C1 is 1 by J omega C1. So we have, in place of Z1, we can write 1 upon J omega C1 upon Z2. Z2 is the resistance of the arm AD of the Sauty bridge or Wheatstone bridge, in which a capacitor of capacitance C2 is connected, whose value is to be determined in terms of the standard capacitor C1. Say C1 is the standard capacitor, while C2 is the unknown capacitor. We have to determine the value of the known capacitor of capacitance C2 in terms of the standard capacitor C1. हम लोगों को अननोन कैपेसिटर C2 का वैल्यू फाइंड करना है स्टैंडर्ड नोन कैपेसिटर से C1 के टर्म में. So Z2 is the impedance or resistance of capacitor C2, which is 1 by J omega C2, that is capacitive reactance. So in place of Z2, we can write 1 upon J omega C2 equals to Z3. Now Z3 is the resistance of the arm BC of the Sauty bridge or Wheatstone bridge, in which a variable resistance R1 is connected. Sauty bridge के BC आर्म में एक वेरिएबल रेजिस्टेंस कैपिटल R1 कनेक्टेड है, जिसके वैल्यू को तब तक वेरी किया जाता है जब तक कि हेडफोन में साउंड मिनिमम ना हो जाए, दैट इज बैलेंस पोजीशन जब तक ऑब्टेन ना हो जाए उस समय तक वेरिएबल रेजिस्टेंस R1 को वेरी किया जाता है. सो Z3 इज द रेजिस्टेंस ऑफ द वेरिएबल register of resistance R1, that is resistance of arm BC. So in place of Z3 we can write R1 and Z3 upon Z4. Z4 is the resistance of the arm CD of the Sauty bridge, in which a variable resistor, another variable resistor R2 is connected. So in place of Z4 we can write capital R2. Now we can write in the next step J omega and J omega in the numerator and denominator, that is in the numerator term, which is 1 by J omega C1, and in the denominator, that is 1 by J omega C1 upon 1 by J omega C2. तो J ओमेगा एंड J ओमेगा न्यूमरेटर एंड डिनोमिनेटर में कैंसिल हो गया, एंड C2 अब न्यूमरेटर में आ जाएगा, दैट इज वी विल लेफ्ट विथ 1 बाई C1 अपॉन 1 बाई C2 इक्वल टू R1 बाई R2, देयरफॉर C2 बाई C1 इक्वल्स टू R1 बाई R2. सो वी हैव इन द नेक्स्ट स्टेप C2 बाई और C2 upon C1 equals to capital R1 upon capital R2. Therefore, C2 equals to C1 multiplied by R1 by R2. And It is the final expression with the help of which we can determine the value of the capacitance of the known capacitor or condenser in terms of C1, that is a standard capacitor of capacitance C1 multiplied by R1 upon R2, that is two variable resistors. So with the help of this equation, we can determine the value of the known capacitor of capacitance, that is the value of the capacitance of the known capacitor, that is C2, can be calculated using this relation C2 is equal to C1 multiplied by capital R1 upon R2, where capital R1 and R2 are two variable resistances connected in the two right arms of, that is two arms BC and CD in the right part of the Sauty bridge or Wheatstone bridge. The Sauty bridge is also used to compare the capacitance of two capacitors, that is C2 by C1 is equal to R1 upon R2. Say it is equation 1, and equation 2 is C2 is equal to C1 multiplied by R1 upon R2. With the help of equation 1, we can compare the capacitances of two condensers, that is C2 by C1, and which is equal to R1 by R2. And with the help of equation 2, we can determine the unknown, the capacitance of the unknown capacitor, which is C2. Capacitance is C2. We can calculate by this formula C1 multiplied by R1 by R2. Now this video is completed. Thanks all of you for watching my YouTube channel Physics Quantum Classes. यदि यह वीडियो आप सभी को पसंद आया हो तो इस वीडियो को अधिक से अधिक लाइक करें तथा मेरे YouTube चैनल फिजिक्स क्वांटम क्लासेस को अधिक से अधिक नंबर्स में सब्सक्राइब भी करें. थैंक्स ऑल ऑफ यू.